Hello everyone, and welcome to another little sketchbook date. We haven't had one of these in a while, so I just wanted to sit down and do some sketchbooking and talk about art stuff with you guys. So yeah, this day, honestly, I was feeling not super inspired, but I did want to challenge myself. So I have one page that I end up doing, trying to brainstorm and practice for the April Patreon rewards because end of February is coming up, so I have to prepare technically the March rewards, but I call them April because they get sent out in April. But yeah, I basically warm up by doing Patreon practice essentially. And these days, warming up is really, really crucial to me and my process. I used to try to just dive into a piece cold turkey, and it never really, well, I wouldn't say never because I was able to produce artwork, but it either made things a lot harder or a lot lengthier, or I just ended up not being able to make my vision come to life. And that would happen to me pretty often. I would say about 50% of the time that I would try to sit down and make a piece, I was not able to because I wasn't warming up. And I have just gotten into the really big habit of sketchbooking essentially almost every day, or at least the days that I know I'm gonna make artwork or want to make something, I have to sketchbook. Otherwise, again, it just makes it so much harder for me. And I never realized how important sketchbooking is, how important it is to warm up your brain and your hand and just like kind of get the jitters out, to be honest, because I think a lot of us, and especially me, get performance anxiety when we sit down to create an artwork. So it's just really become super important for me and my process to warm up and be silly a little bit and not care about mistakes, even though that part is really hard. But essentially that's what I did, and I played around with a little bit of a different color palette. I've been really obsessed with this like just true bright green, which is a color that I tended to avoid and I didn't really like before, but I'm trying to play around with it. So I used it in this Tombow brush marker. But yeah, essentially, like I said, this is my warm-up page. And later on when I start on like the actual artwork, I will check in with you guys again. So, a lot of people ask me how I pick colors, and most of picking colors comes from your gut. I think I've said that before, but color picking is really instinctual, but lately I've been trying to be a little bit more intentional, and I try to turn all my reference photos black and white. This is something that I learned in art school and something that we were like required to do whenever we would paint or draw or anything. But now I really try to make a habit to do that because I kind of want to worry about value a little bit more, especially when it comes to landscapes like this one. Landscapes is something that I'm trying to tackle lately in my art journey. I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate them into my artwork, into my art style, and just how to do them in general because I've never been a huge landscape person. In my sketchbook, I decided to try and redo the landscape that I tried out a couple weeks ago from a reference photo that I took, and I feel like I learned a lot from that piece that I made previously, and now I was kind of giving myself a second chance to correct the stuff that I didn't like, make better color choices, better composition choices, and you can kind of see in the corner that I did make my reference photo black and white so I can just choose more carefully because I feel like when you're painting scenes in general, value and lighting and all that fun stuff is a lot more crucial than the type of art that I'm normally used to making. So, yeah, I'm going at it. I always like to have a nice wash of color underneath just to give myself a border and also to give all the colors more harmony, if that makes sense. But I've been really into using my Posca pens to sketch. Just a by the way fun tip, they're really great sketching tools whenever you're going to make a painting because at least in my experience they have not run yet and they come in really pretty colors. So yeah. And those are the sketchbook pages that I have for you guys today. I had a lot of fun doing these. I felt really loose after it, and I hope it was like a nice relaxing time for you guys to watch me work in my sketchbook. And let me know if you guys want to see more sketchbook dates, and I will see you guys in the next one.